mày, tao muốn xong ngắm mày, tao mau bị đau lên xong mình là ai mình.
ចៅគាត់ផ្ទះខ្ញុំមកបងពេលដែលខ្ញុំដើរលេងហ្នឹងបើបាយចុះទៅមើលផ្ទះខ្ញុំមកវារើអីវាយខ្ញុំនឹងតិចតិចអស់លីងហ្មង
hay hòn ấy phở sao kìa nhỉ?
ខ្ញុំប្រើសោយើងកឹកធម្មតាហ្នឹងបង
Bong với hòn ấy bong phở sao là bằng, biết chụp hay sao lại cái nick hay viết cho một tụ sạp bong mỏng, chẳng tới một miếng ấy viết đau bong miếng này bong đông phim phim, bong cái tham mấy cô sạp ở năng đá tứ, chẳng tới một miếng anh đôi chẳng ấy cứ viết phim phim mỏng.
អញ្ចឹងវាផ្ដល់ព័ត៌មានឲ្យយើងមិនវិញបង
Robang គឺជាសោលើចំណុចដែលរក្សាទំនាក់ទំនងជាមួយអ្នកមិនថានៅឆ្ងាយប៉ុណ្ណាក៏នៅតែមានអារម្មណ៍ជិតស្និទ្ធជាមួយសោផ្ទះអ្នកជានិច្ចមុខងារទី1របស់ Robang គឺប្រព័ន្ធ alert ដែលអាចចាប់យកព័ត៌មានបាននៅពេលដែលមានមនុស្សប៉ះពាល់ឬឆ្កឹះឆ្កៀលសោរបស់លោកអ្នកដូចក្នុងករណីចោរគាស់ផ្ទះជាដើមដូច្នេះនៅពេលមានហេតុការណ៍គ្រោះថ្នាក់កើតឡើងលោកអ្នកអាចចាប់វិធានការបានទាន់ពេលវេលាមុខងារទី2របស់ Robang គឺលោកអ្នកអាចធ្វើការចាក់សោរដោះសោបានដោយប្រើ smartphone របស់លោកអ្នកបានយ៉ាងរហ័សមុខងារទី3លោកអ្នកអាចធ្វើការឆែកមើលកំណត់ត្រានៃការចេញចូលរបស់អ្នកប្រើប្រាស់សោបានយ៉ាងងាយស្រួល Robang safety within the palm of your hand
Welcome Robang to be on the stage. Give them a big clap.
Alright, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen and judges. So before I start, I want to ask all of you a few questions first. I assume you all use locks at home, right? I see. So raise your hand if you ever felt worried that something might happen at home, especially when there's no one at home. I see, quite a large amount. So I also feel this way, and this is why me and my team decided to do a survey to find out more about the problem itself, as well as an interview, and this is what we found out so far. From the 106 people that we reached out to, 80% of them indeed have trust issue over their own locks, which is why our team have come up with a solution called Robang, a lock with a mobile app that features an alert and history of entries for your awareness over your security at home. So what exactly do we have to offer with our lock here? So the first and the main feature that we have to offer is the real-time alert system. So with this feature, when someone tries to break into your house through either picking the lock, harming the lock, or doing anything to harm it in any way, it will alert the user through the use of notification as shown here on the screen. And so from this point out, the user have a few options, including either activating the built-in alarm into the lock itself, or they can call for emergency contact to check up on the lock as to what is going on at home. Next up, it is mobile connectivity. So with this feature, since the lock itself and the user's smartphone is connected together, the user is able to unlock the lock from anywhere all around the world. So for as long as they have internet connection, they're able to unlock. Next up, it is history of entries. So since we're working with technology, we're able to keep track as to who has entered or leave your lock so far. Next up, it is, well, you're probably wondering, what happens if you don't have your phone with them? Well, there are a variety of entries to enter through the lock. You can either use your fingerprint or the physical card that we built in. So all of this feature is built into the lock. And so who exactly are we targeting with our customer here? We're targeting people from the age of 18 to 40, specifically apartment owners and people who live in Plan City, or in Khmer we call them Barai, as well as they possess middle to higher income. Next up, I want to talk about what makes Robang special in the first place. So the first and the main value proposition is the fact that user is able to take action and react right when the crime happens. Usually when crimes such as break-in or burglary happen in Cambodia, user only find out when everything has already happened and nothing can be done about it. But with Robang, the user is able to know and react right when the crime happens and is able to prevent it from happening. Next up, it is the fact that there are a variety of entries to enter using our lock. Next up, I want to talk about our revenue stream. So our entire business will rely mainly on selling the lock itself, and it will be available to the public at a price of $260, as well as some additional revenue from maintenance. Next, I want to talk about our market validation. So from the 106 people that we reached out to through the survey and the interview, this is what we found out so far. 93% agrees that Cambodia is in a dire need of a better lock security. 90% wants to become more active in their own security, hence the real-time alert system that we developed. And 93% are willing to purchase smart locks to use for their own. Next up, I want to talk about our competitor analysis. So far from all of our research, these are the 3 companies that we will be competing against as of now with similar price range, including Yale, an American company, ZKT Co., and Xiaomi, the Chinese company. And so far from all of our extensive research, those 3 products do not have the real-time alert system such as ours, so this makes this as Robang's main selling point. Next up, I want to talk about some of our potential partners that we plan to work with to develop our product during the early stage of the company itself, as well as our main supplier who we will be working with to start up our production, of course. Next up, I want to talk about our go-to market strategy. So, the first one is promotional videos. As shown earlier, it is another one of our promotional videos, and from it, we will be focusing on trying to emphasize on the problem that we're trying to solve to raise awareness of security, as well as to showcase as to what we have to offer with our lock. And we will be making more in the future as well. So, and next up, it is social media marketplace. This is where we will post content related to security to raise awareness on our lock and how important security is in Cambodia. And of course, we will also be making collaborations with tech review influencers to promote our product. And of course, we will be hosting outreach events to display our product as well as put it for hands-on use for all users out there to know what it feels like to use our product. These events could be at Eon or Design Village. And so all of this is possible thanks to our committed team of Robang. Here's our team with diverse sets of skills in both business and technology. And so, Robang, safety within the palm of your hand. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much to Robang. And now let's proceed to the panel question from the judges.
Hello. I think the idea is clear. You know, basically, if you can even merge with the other company a while ago, that could be interesting. But actually, my big question is in the business model, which is, can you go back to the competitor analysis? You've mentioned you already have other competitors like Xiaomi, very big companies, by the way, that's producing these locks, right? And the only thing, your competitive advantage is the alert system. So if I look at this, actually, this technology has been existing in a lot of other markets. So someone's already spending money to take the risk of manufacturing it. Why can't I just make the business model to license them the feature, which is to do the alert system, and not manufacture it myself? Because if I manufacture it, then you have to take a lot of capital of the hardware, the technical expertise to put them here and then build them here, right? There's no unique to Cambodia problem that it needs to solve by creating it yourself. So have you considered just licensing this feature, or are you dead set to, no, we need to be the one to create the lock ourselves?
As of now, we are dead set on creating it ourselves, as we feel that it is important to have this type of technology readily available as Cambodia are expanding into a smart city future within the next maybe 5 to 10 years.
So you're willing to take on the capital risk of developing the lock, because you've never done it. You've never really proven it, that you can do it better than the competitors. And the only thing you're promising is an alert system. So, like, where is the capital going to come from to set up a manufacturing factory in Cambodia to build this?
So, as a startup, we would not technically start with manufacturing within Cambodia, as we need to build up capacity for it as well. So, as a startup for now, we are planning to do manufacturing within China with a growth plan of building capacity to build within Cambodia itself.
Okay, so yeah, thank you for your presentation. It's clear, but the thing is that I'm still having a big concern about the customer education. How can we make Cambodian people to really start to do this? To invest, to change. They know this is a problem, but how can you bring them to invest in this?
So one of our go-to-market strategy is outreach program and education program. Those are to educate user in Aeon or other places and hand-on practice with those technology to show them the potential of this technology that can help them to protect their home in the future.
Because I think that's where the challenge is, because you already have the cost to even manufacture. Now you have the cost to educate the market why this is relevant. So the business model is a bit dubious in that, in terms of capital spend. If you go back to the financials, it says $41,000 of the capital to manufacture a smart lock. That sounds a bit low, you know, because just even getting a patent on the lock, like, you know, and then building it in Cambodia, I think you need to look at your numbers. It doesn't add up.
We have gotten quota from manufacturer in China, and we estimated to get our product into the market with the amount for break even. It will cost us around 30,000.
How many units is that?
I believe around 360.
300. So how much is the cost per unit sold?
Cost per unit sold would be 130 with a profit margin of 50%.
And you're saying that's only going to cost you 41K of capital cost at that much? I don't think that's enough. Because you haven't counted your marketing costs, you haven't counted all of the technical quality checks. It's not cheap to get technical people look at like does the AI part work and then do all of the hardware checking. It takes a lot just to build a factory. It's not going to cost you 41K. So I think you're partnering with someone in China who already probably knows how to build this, but maybe the numbers are a little bit realistic. Because for your business to succeed, it's all about the numbers,
Yes.
right? Because you want to build it your own.
We have 30 seconds left if you want to ask anything.
You have 30 seconds to add more information.
Partnering instead of like building it yourself? That's really my only question. Are you willing to just sell the feature of the software rather than to build the hardware? Because my issue is with the hardware, not with the software. I don't see the need to build the hardware because you don't need to be an expert in the technology that already exists. Why do you need to reinvent the wheel?
Okay. I think there might be a possibility for us to go that route as well.
Thank you so much to Robang and thank you so much to the judges. Give them a big clap.